Well, hello and welcome to Creative Anarchy Episode 5. Long time no see. It's been a while, so I'm going to be a bit all over the place, probably, as per usual. But yeah, I'm finally back and I've got plenty of things to share with you. So, my name is Hannah, and this is my podcast when I kind of chat about knitting and sewing, and if there's anything else that I happen to be obsessing about at the moment. But at the moment it's all about the knitting and the sewing, and there's actually sewing this time. It's amazing. I know, crazy. Alright, so welcome back. I know it's been a while. I sat down to record about a month ago, I think, but it was on the same day that I'd applied for my settled status as a European citizen living in England, and I was just not feeling it. It was not my day, but don't worry, I've got my settled status, I'm staying, but yeah, I was very stressed, so I just wasn't really feeling it, and then it kind of, you know, didn't feel like it for a while. Also, I was a bit busy with sewing and things on my days off, so I just didn't really have time, which was nice because I got some stuff done. But yes, so last time I podcasted I was working on this, so I can't remember exactly how far I'd gotten, but I'm pretty sure I hadn't even separated for the sleeves, so quite a while to go, but it's definitely finished, and I've got plenty of other finished objects as well, so we've got plenty of things going on. So this is the Navelli tee by Caitlin Hunter, or Boyland Knitworks, depending on if you're going for screen name or real name. It is knit using my own hand-dyed yarn. I do have some yarn cakes still left over, so I can show you what they look like separately. Not much left of this one, but this is for the main colour. Just like a kind of saffrony, mustardy, kind of yellowy type situation. This one, I love this colour. I think I'm going to dye it up on some more wool, just because I love it so much. So it's just like a nice kind of purpley plum. There we go. And that's for these kind of bits, and then this one is also used on the colour work, and you'll see more of this one later, because I dyed up 2 skeins of this one, because originally I wanted to use this for the main body, but I changed my mind when I started dyeing this, so I've knit another tee using this. I'll show you later. But yeah, so those are the 3 colours that I used, all of them hand-dyed. They're on a non-superwash wool, so the supplier that I've kind of been buying wool from, it's the Chester Wool Company, or Blue-Faced, if you're not a whole kind of wholesaler professional dyer, and they sometimes have kind of special kits of slightly cheaper wool that you can use, and because obviously I just started hand dyeing, I didn't want to spend loads of money on any fancy wool, so I went for that, and you get, I think, 5 skeins for 25 quid, which is a pretty good deal. So, but it's really soft and cozy, and yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, I did some modifications to the original pattern. So the original pattern is just a t-shirt. That's why it's called the Navelli tee. But it was getting a bit colder outside, and I kind of wanted something kind of medium length with the sleeves, because I've noticed I have a tendency with longer sleeves jumpers, most of the time I tend to just roll them up anyways. So I figured I might as well just knit something that is the perfect length. So when I picked up the stitches for the sleeves, I just kept knitting, and then once I got to kind of a length I knew I wanted-ish. I just added on some colour work, so I modified this, so I kind of used the top half and then went on to the bottom half and kind of combined them both to create the colour work, and then just ended on a 1x1 rib. And I really like it. I think it's just such a versatile and useful jumper. I've been wearing the shit out of it. Unfortunately, because of the fact that the wool is a slightly cheaper one, it is pilling a bit. I've just de-pilled the worst of it, but hopefully it'll stop pilling soon and it'll be fine. But it definitely doesn't help that I'm wearing it like every day, pretty much. That's all I've got to say about that. So another thing that I also did finish, but which I don't have a photo of, or have got, well no, I have a photo, I don't have it with me because it was a gift. So at work, one of my colleagues, she was going on maternity leave, which was the perfect excuse to knit a little tiny jumper. So I'll chuck a photo in somewhere, I can't remember which side of this room, but I'll chuck a photo of it in it. So it is the gift by Kiddiwinksnkits. Kiddiwinksnkits? Yeah, Kiddiwinksnkits. Okay, don't try to say that fast. Kiddiwinksnkits. There we go, I got it. And it's a free pattern that I found on Ravelry, and it's really easy. It's like a perfect just baby cardigan. It's adorable, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I did knit it in not a newborn size, so I don't think that it's quite an wearable size yet for said child, but yeah, it was really, it was fun knit. And I mean, knitting children's wear is very gratifying because you just like whiz up a jumper in no time at all, and it was a lot of fun. So the yarn I used is just Rico Essentials Merino DK in the colour 30, but yeah, I'm really happy with that, and that's really cute. And when I finished this one, I had originally planned on starting the Rowena jumper straight away, the Rowena jumper by Fabel Knitwear, but when I finished this one, I was actually at my boyfriend's parents'. We were there for a couple of days because they live in another town, and because I am fidgety as hell, I didn't want to just stop knitting. So because of the fact that I had some left over in this, I decided to just cast on another earwig blouse. So I showed you my first earwig blouse in the first episode of the podcast. It's in like a pink glittery wool, and I really love it, and I figured, you know, I might as well just knit another one because it's a fast knit, and I had a decent amount of yarn for it, so it was perfect. So that's what I did, and it's finished. So here we go. I fucked up a bit. So I cast it on in a size medium, and then I started knitting, and I was just knitting in the round, blah 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 blah, and then I separated for the sleeves, thinking that I'd cast it on in a size small. And normally I always double check that I've got, you know, the same amount of stitches on the back and the front before I start separating, but this time I was like, oh, it'll be fine, I know what I'm doing. I didn't. So the front is much smaller than the back. Maybe you can see that on the sleeves. So you can see there compared to there how the sleeve is more towards the front. So I had to do, because I didn't feel like just ripping everything up, because I didn't realise until I'd knit like to about here that's what I'd done. So I didn't feel like ripping it all back, so I just figured I'll wing it, it'll be fine. And it is fine. I saved it, but it caused a lot of stress during those kind of last few rounds of like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to rip it all out, aren't I? And it was really annoying, but I fixed it. But then for some reason I did decide that I didn't need to cast this off using a stretchy bind off, which was idiotic because I really should have. So it kind of stretches a bit like that, or it tugs a bit at everything, but it's fine. I still really like it, and I'm really happy with how this fabric kind of turned out. Let me just show it to you a bit closer. So yeah, I really like the kind of different colours coming out in it, and all of that stuff. But yeah, this is my second earwing blouse, and I'm sure it won't be the last one, because I'm obsessed with this and all of our patterns because they're beautiful. So moving on, in progress. So the next one, so I've been thinking for a long time now that I really wanted to knit the Rowena jumper by Fabel Knitwear in like a dark blue with the kind of bronze stripe in the middle, like in the Ravenclaw Quidditch jumpers from Harry Potter. So I finally, it's finally happening. So I dyed up two colours. So this one I dyed quite a while ago. I can't remember, I may have already shown it on here, but here you go. So it's a very kind of dark navy blue, and I dyed it on a silver stellina base. I love sparkles in my yarn, like, I live for it, it's amazing. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then the other day I dyed this up. So it's kind of like a goldy, bronzy, caramelly, whatever kind of colour. And it's exactly what I was after. So really, really happy with that, and I'm really happy with how this is knitting up. So just to show you progress wise how I'm looking. It looks tiny because the entire body is in rib. So it's not a children's jumper, I promise, because there we go. But it looks tiny at the moment. So I've knit the body that is bigger, I promise. It's also on tiny needles, so it doesn't really fit on here. And I've knit one sleeve, and I've attached that there. So I really like how they kind of show up together. Let's see if you can see that. So we're getting there, and this is my second sleeve, so hopefully I'll be finished soon. I do have a week off now and no particular plans, so I'm sure I'll be doing loads of knitting, and I'm really kind of excited about finishing this off kind of soonish, because I really want it, because it's so squishy and lovely, and it's in my adorable project bag with a little cat butt and lots of cat hair. I'm embracing it, that's fine. So moving on from this, so Blue Faced, which is the supplier of undyed yarn that I use, they recently did, so they do this special event where you can get smaller amounts of yarn just over the wholesale prices, which obviously I jumped all over. So let me show you what I got. Give me a second. So I actually splurged a bit on kind of DK and Aran weight yarns, because most of the time I tend to knit fingering weight garments just because it tends to not get as expensive because you don't need more yardage in one skein. It means that you won't need as many skeins to knit a jumper, for example. So I figured, okay, there's a special kind of sale almost on, so I might as well try to get some DK and iron weight yarns so that just in time for winter I can have some cozy chunky knits. So I got 5 skeins of the Botanical DK. Obviously I will dye all of these. So this is 85% superwash merino with 15% Donegal nep, so it'll give it a bit of a tweedy effect when it's dyed, because it'll still have those kind of darker sticky outy patches, which I'm really excited about because I'm a big fan of kind of DK tweedy yarns. So this is 212 meters per 100 grams, and I'm really excited about dyeing that up. And then we have got some iron weight superwash merino wool, just nice, chunky, squishy, lovely. It'll make a nice chunky kind of jumper at some point, hopefully soon. We have got some just merino, superwash merino DK as well, just 100% superwash merino. And at the moment I'm just trying to figure out what to knit next. So I've kind of been scouring Ravelry for some nice patterns to use, and I'm still kind of unsure about what to do next, but one of the ones I've looked at is the Airy by Isabell Kraemer. It's a nice kind of loose fitting cabled sweater, and it's kind of exactly what I need to add to my wardrobe, because I've got plenty of kind of nice kind of fitted cardigans and jumpers, but I'd like something a bit more cozy to just chuck on with some jeans if I don't really feel like looking nice. I don't know, I just want to be comfy sometimes, 90% of the time, all the time. So might be one of those on the horizon. The other one I've been obsessed with recently is the Botanical Yoke Pullover by Purl Soho. So pop a photo up somewhere, obviously of both of them. I've just had a cold, so excuse me. Yeah, but I'm obsessed with that one. I think it's absolutely beautiful, the way that the kind of cables, they just look like tree roots almost. The one thing with that is that it's quite similar in the kind of fit to the Rowena jumper, and I feel like maybe that's not exactly what I need right now, but I think that might be something that I'll knit in the future, hopefully, because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, those are the kind of two I've been looking at recently, but we'll see what I end up knitting. I need to decide soon, because if I finish this jumper and I don't have anything to knit, I'll be going crazy, and that's not good. Alright, that is it for knitting content. Alright, so moving on to sewing. Woo! What have I done? I made a dress. Woo! So I can't remember if I mentioned this in a previous podcast. I found some, I think so, I found some vintage patterns in a charity shop that I picked up. One of them being the McCalls 8916, so this one. I have had this fabric in my stash since I went to Japan in 2013, I think. And I remember seeing it and being like, that would make a lovely 60s dress. I will make it as soon as I get back home. Q 2019 and I finally make it. Don't know what I was thinking there, but you know, I've actually made it now, and it took a while. So let's see if I can move things around a bit and hopefully get some nice shots of the dress. Alright, so excuse the handheld kind of thing going on here. Hopefully you can still hear what I'm saying. Here we go. So it's just like a very kind of standard look. So it's got a little pleat at the front, and of course I added pockets to the side here somewhere. There we go. Really big pockets, massive pockets. But yeah, it's a bit of a crazy dress. So we'll see if I ever wear it. It's very short as well, but I think it'd be really cute as like a kind of beachy summer dress. So not quite the season, but maybe I'll wear it next year. We'll see. Alright, so that was the dress. It was a lot of fun to sew something just quick, easy, basic dress, all of that stuff. I feel like I really need to kind of give myself some time to do more of the kind of everyday sewing, because it's a lot of fun to kind of see something develop quickly, and you know that you can actually, you know, wear it occasionally, instead of just focusing on things like cosplay and historical sewing and things like you can only wear for very special occasions. I mean, obviously this is a statement, but I think it's a statement I am willing to make in the summer. Maybe not for work, it's a bit too short for that, but yeah, I'm thinking nice summer day. I'm totally down for it. So the other thing is I made a coat. You know what, I'm actually going to put that on here instead because it makes more sense. So the next thing I have sewn is part of the reason why I have not been recording podcasts, because I've been sewing on my days off rather than videoing because I haven't had time to to shoot things. My friend Lynn is a hopeless person. You can find her as Bayamayo on Instagram. I'll make sure I put a little thing somewhere. She cosplays from Fantastic Beasts as Queenie, and a couple of years ago I kind of made a Tina cosplay to kind of match her, but I didn't really bother doing it properly, and sorry, my camera decided to give up on me. I think it decided that half an hour of just filming was excessive and I should chill a bit. So I have no clue where I was. Anyways, coat. So Tina wears that for the last kind of 5 minutes of the first movie, and it's not the most recognisable of costumes, but I've always really liked the look of the coat that she wears, and I've always liked that outfit, and I was like, you know what, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in a way that I like it. So I decided to make that coat. I'll make sure I pop in a photo, probably here, of what it looks like, and that's what I did. So I did also make a blouse to go underneath it, but I didn't finish it quite. There's still a few things that I need to fix on it, so I'm not going to show you guys that. But yeah, so I got the fabric. I just got, it was like a vintage old fabric shop that had closed down or something like that, and it was being sold off on eBay, so I got 3 and a bit meters for £45, and it's 100% wool, which is an amazing deal because I thought that I was going to end up spending fuckloads of money on this, but for £45 that's decent. I'll take it. It's a really, really nice fabric. It's like nice and sturdy and really kind of high quality, and I'm really happy with it. And when it comes to the pattern, I did use a coat pattern as a base, but let's just say it is nowhere near what I've ended up with. So I'm not even going to include the pattern because I completely self-drafted the lapel and the collar. I completely changed the kind of skirt bit of the coat. It's a lot wider and all of that stuff, so it's basically self-drafted. But I'm really happy with how it ended up, and I really enjoyed the process of making it. I really like working with wool. It's a very it's an easy material to work with, because any mistakes you make, if anything turns out a bit wibbly wobbly, or when it comes to setting sleeves, all you need to do is chuck a load of steam on it and it'll do exactly what you want it to. And it's just very satisfying, and it's like working, it's like a magical material. I love it so much. So it was a great process. I'm really happy with the result, and so I did wear it to Comic-Con as well, and it was a lot of fun. I don't have any kind of decent photos showing the entire coat as of yet, but hopefully I'll get something, we'll see. And the actual coat in the movie doesn't have any buttoning or anything, but I am planning on just adding a button, just one single button like that, so that I can wear it as like an everyday coat as well, because that is part of the reason why I chose this specific costume, because I knew that it's something that I could use in my everyday wardrobe as well. But yeah, let me show you what it looks like. So there we go, nice little collar lapel action going on. There we go. There are some light what's it called, shoulder pads there as well, because I really believe that you need that in a coat like this, to kind of add some structure to the shoulders. And let's see, there we go. I really like the kind of width of the what the actual kind of skirt bit looks like. And here we go, the back. So as you can see, there's a lot of fabric towards the hem, which I really like. Alright, so that's the coat. I am really happy with it. It was a lot of fun, and it made me realise that I'm actually quite decent at sewing. So went to Comic-Con, had a great time. So what I did this year was I went on the Friday, and I spent some time with Lynn and some of her friends as well, and it was really lovely. And just, you know, kind of took some photos, had a look around, had some food, that kind of stuff. It's really nice. And then on the Saturday I was at home basically dying the entire day, and just I did a tiny bit of sewing on the costumes that me and my boyfriend wore on the Sunday, and also styled my wig for the Sunday. So on the Sunday, actually, my boyfriend Zach, it was his idea. He claims it wasn't his idea, but it was his idea. So it was both of our ideas to dress up as Robin and Steve from Stranger Things, the last season, in their Scoop Soho costumes. I'll pop a photo of them here. I mentioned it briefly as like we can do it as a Halloween costume, it'll be fun. And he, thinking that he wouldn't be up for it, and he was like, yes, let's do it. And then when we realised we didn't have any Halloween plans, he said, well, let's just go to Comic-Con then, which was a surprise. But it was so much fun. So I didn't make the costumes. I didn't think it was worth it, just because you can buy those costumes quite cheaply on eBay, and they're not the kind of costumes that you really need to put a lot of time and effort in, because the costumes are just, you know, they're supposed to look a bit shit. So we bought them, and I did some modifications. We also bought some vintage walkie-talkies on eBay, which kind of added to the whole thing. And yeah, we had so much fun. Although it was quite depressing, because I've gone to Comic-Con before, and literally, like, you've spent buttloads of hours and money on your costume, and you're really proud, and nobody takes any photos of you or gives a shit. But when you buy it on eBay, everyone wants a photo. So we had loads of people who really enjoyed our costumes and took photos and were really complimentary, which was fun, because I mean, at least we had spent some time kind of trying to get some props out, and we had a lot of fun. So I'll pop a photo up here, a very professional one. We kind of forgot about photos until literally when we went down to the underground car park, and I was about to rip my wig off because it was so uncomfortable, and Zach was like, "No, Hannah, we haven't taken any photos yet." So we propped his phone up against the pillar in the car park and put it on a self timer, and that's how we did it. But I think they ended up quite fun, so I'm quite happy with that. I don't care. We had fun. It was great. And I think he's ended up with a bit of a... He's understood the cosplay thing now. So he's been kind of thinking about other things that we can do together, which would be a lot of fun. And he's also kind of picked up my my Arya dagger that he's making for me already, Arya from Game of Thrones. So he's been working on that as a kind of on his lunch break at work and stuff, because he works for a kind of a prop making, model making company, so he can do all of that stuff there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to future costumes, and it's nice to have him kind of a bit motivated as well, because that'll keep me more motivated. I think that's it sewing wise as well. I think this is going to be a bit of an episode. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on recently. I've done a lot of things, I've finished a lot of things, there's a lot of stuff going on. On my week off, I'm planning to get some more sewing done. Get some more sewing done, and also hopefully some more hand dyeing. So I bought a gastronome pan, those really big catering ones, so that I can dye more skeins easily, and so that will hopefully up my dyeing game a bit, which I'm really looking forward to. I really enjoy dyeing wool. It's something that I wish I could do more, but there's only so much knitting I can do. But yeah, other than that, week off, really looking forward to it. I'll just spend my time either sewing and dyeing yarn while listening to an audiobook. Currently I am listening to Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I just finished Six of Crows the other day, so that's my kind of jam when I'm doing things that requires all of my attention, and obviously if I'm knitting, it's more of a kind of Netflix, YouTube kind of thing, and when I do nothing like that, I'm so hyped. I need to share it with you. So my favourite book is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It is, I think, written in 2010 or 2011. I picked it up by chance in the airport on my way to Sweden when I didn't have anything to do, thinking that, oh, whatever, this sounds, like good travel reading, whatever. It's an amazing book. I think I've read it like 4 times. I've made a cosplay. I'll pop a photo of that here as well, of the main character. Years and years ago. I would have done it differently now, but still. Absolutely love that book, and she finally released her second book. Ta-da! and it's so pretty as well. Look. So I only picked it up yesterday. It was released the day before yesterday, and I'm hyped. I'm already absolutely stuck, and I love it so much, and I'm so excited to finish it and read it again, basically. So I think once I've finished recording this, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea, and I'm gonna do some reading with my kittens. I think that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, if you have actually managed to make it this far, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye! Do you guys remember Oz? He's a lot bigger now. He's such a big boy. So
She is the sweetest little fluffy butt.
I mean, basically the same, right?